kind of at the towards the top end of this bell curve. So at some point, things are just going to start.
Well, fucking Elon Musk wants to drill holes in your head and strap you into the internet. I mean, that's probably coming, according to him.
Yeah, I mean, I got my money on Space Force, quite frankly. That's all.
Hey, Space Force is a thing, and I will thank you to not mock the Space Force.
Have you guys watched the Space Force TV show yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
About 10 minutes into the first episode and drunkenly passed out. So that's about as far as I can get.
That's a rousing endorsement.
The first one is a little it's a lot. There's a lot of characters to learn and shit, but it gets pretty hysterical. Episode 2, quite frankly. Speaking of making tools and having monkeys use them, check it out. Pretty good.
I actually did get into an argument with a coworker about this last Saturday, actually, talking about the Space Force thing. Okay, I know people are mocking the Space Force, the development, the official development and implication of the United States Space Force. People are mocking it because Trump did it. Okay, is that the only reason we're mocking it? Isn't there a real, I just want to know, isn't there a real legitimate reason to establish a military unit that, I don't know, is its specialty is outside of the atmosphere? Is that not like a legitimate thing if we're moving forward as a species?
What do you think? Go ahead, Alan.
I would say yes, but we are nowhere fucking close to needing to colonizing or needing to fucking then militarize ourselves for space. We're nowhere close.
Yeah, what would you be combating? What's the military?
Yeah,
well, I would say you obviously need like human beings still to go up and like work on things. So if there is a satellite, you still need they're basically space mechanics if you really break it all down. But maybe in the near future, there's going to be like a 3-man, okay, so you got the International Space Station. It's pretty big for something that's man-made floating around the above the sky here. But imagine now you've got a smaller version of the International Space Station, and it's manned by military personnel, and they can fire laser beams at fucking targets in the Middle East or some sort of munition, whether it's laser-based or not. I just feel like that's where we're going. We've got jets we've got missiles that go hypersonic, like Mach 10, a Mach 11. Well, the next step up is outside the atmosphere. You can be anywhere in a moment's notice. Why wouldn't there be guys flying that kind of shit around up there?
Yo, going to space is taxing on the human body. I think we're just ignoring, getting some shit rocket propelled into the fucking atmosphere is one thing. Sustaining life and then militarizing it, and then somehow militarizing it better than other people militarize it. We're not there. Yeah. We will be long dead before that happens. Before we get fucking Starship Troopers.
We're not there, but isn't it a good thing to have be the first ones to be there? Wesley.
Well, I was going to say, based off of my debunking culture of bullshit. Okay, so you said up somewhere in a militarized base, shooting lasers somewhere. Okay, let's just even say that's a thing. Fine, got you. You shoot lasers at some city.
First of all, I don't like your mocking tone.
Well, oh, sorry. Okay, you shoot lasers. You shoot lasers somewhere. It's 100% legit. Let's back. I mean, you all the steps necessary to do such a thing. How are you going to keep that hush hush? I mean, that seems very, very far fetched to me. You're taking up an entire military base worth of materials up somewhere else to build, unbeknownst to the United States or every other country, other first world country.
No. I think you see, you're reading it wrong. It's not unbeknownst. It's announced. We're going to fucking space, and we're going to put military personnel above the atmosphere. In space, in orbit,
okay,
and you can't do it because we're America and you're not. Fuck you. We'll launch a laser beam at you from 200,000 miles above the Earth, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. And we're presenting this. We've got a Star Trek logo on our flag. Come look at it. We can now use Elon Musk to put us there, and that's what I'm saying. if things escalate, doesn't that the next escalation? And don't you want to be on top of everybody else before they get there?
I don't see at this point in time, even when we're in our 50s, 60s, and 70s, I just don't see the type of sustainable. I mean, where are you going to do this? I mean, moon, probably. That would be that's your most logical guess.
Sure. Well, okay. You're thinking military base. I'm thinking like a smaller version of the International Space Station, like 5 or 6 of them that are always in constant motion around the Earth.
Okay.
And you got
orbiting the Earth, not necessarily like stationed on another moon or planet. Okay. So that, then again, you're going to have to show me that there's some sort of like,
all I'm saying
an
is
energy field or energy that can be created to shoot lasers like that to destroy what you're talking about. I don't.
okay.
Don't think
You don't necessarily need lasers, but maybe you just need like a 50-pound tungsten block that you drop from 200,000 miles above the atmosphere. That's gonna fuck up a city pretty quick.
Pumpkin chunking. We'll get that back into
how that would fucking work.
What's that?
You'd have to drop it at 8 a.m. over top of fucking LA to have it land in fucking Europe. Like, that would be ridiculous.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I just watched Elon Musk drop a rocket booster from like 30 miles up and land on a drone ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. He did that, and that's just some guy who built an electric car. Yeah. Imagine if you had the full resources of the United States military behind it.
But all right, so my only real argument here is, like I said, is we're light years away from that. So like he did that, right? He shot a single rocket and had something come off it and it landed somewhere. What good did that just do us? We learned nothing. We learned nothing other than he could shoot something up in the fucking air and catch it back on land. That's it. It was an elaborate fucking game of catch with himself.
This is how jaded we've become. That is probably the greatest engineering achievement that humankind has ever achieved, and you mock it openly.
Nah, dog, it is not. We did that shit before we sent humans to fucking the moon. We've done that before. Elon, we did it before. Sorry, Elon, you fucking up. Teach us something new. Get us something that goes up and then like it feeds. There's flight attendants and she's feeding me fucking shitty salmon meals, and then I'm landing in fucking China 8 hours later or 4 hours later, whatever. So I don't have to take the 23-hour United flight. Like, that's help me, Elon. Catching the fucking rocket you sent up in the air did not help me. We did that shit in the 60s.
But now we can do it again. Now we can launch that same rocket again. We couldn't do that before.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, we went back. We used to be able to shoot rockets up into the space all the time. And then we were like, fuck it. It's pretty useless. And so now we got to re-engineer that shit. Like,
up in the sky? Up in the sky. She's like that.
Wow. Well, you know what? You have drawn your line in the intergalactic sands, and I just don't feel like there's any convincing you.
I want to get back
at some point in time. Yes, Space Force will be fucking relevant. It ain't anytime soon.
I want to know about lasers. Lasers that get shot from space stations at targets.
They have lasers.
From what I know about lasers too, don't they need to charge? Like, won't they know we're gonna shoot them? I feel like there's lots of plot holes.
So this is more than shooting laser pointers to annoy people from thousands of miles away, right? This is more. Yeah. This is like this destructive.
Yeah. They can't stop our cruise missiles, which are filled with flammable materials, and they're going far less quickly than a laser beam. So try and stop a laser beam. If I said, "Hey, Kim Jong-un, I'm getting ready to fire a ray of light at you. I'm gonna and I show you where I'm gonna hit it. Try and stop it. You can't."
I actually remember this really well, Murr. You're gonna laugh. This is back when we invaded Iraq again in 2003, and I was like, it's really weird that they were showing video of missiles hitting buildings, and then people driving cars right next to the building. And Murr's like, yeah, that's how accurate they are. People would be like, you're gonna hit this building right here in about 5 seconds. Whoa, all right, gonna get to work.
Exactly. And so I don't understand why you hate laser beams. I don't understand why you hate space.
I don't hate space. I'm just saying it's not realistic at this point in time, or probably within the next like 100 to 200 years.
Murr,
And
what's your? Go ahead.
lasers specifically. Look, I've seen Real Genius, man. All right, Val Kilmer taught me that you got to charge up fucking lasers for a really long time, and they're hard to control. Who's doing that? Elon's shooting rockets and catching them. Who's working on the lasers right now? We need another team at least, and I don't know of a laser team personally.
Do you think
We have lasers.
They'll likely recruit
Laser pointers.
They'll likely recruit laser from the original American Gladiators. At the very least,
He's gonna shoot
That
tennis
makes perfect
balls.
sense. We just shoot him.
he's going to be like an assault, but shooting lasers.
We shoot him, and then he shoots giant tennis balls.
From the International Space Station.
That's it.
What was your question, Wes? What was your question?
When do you think? I mean, like, what's the point? When? Oh, hold on. I don't even remember my question. Is this viable in the next 10 years?
No.
Okay. That's like asking, is it viable to keep a runway in Germany? You know, like, do you need it all the time? No, but it's there when you need it. So you establish it, and then it's there. It's the deterrent. It's the quiet deterrent. It's there. It's like, hey, Russia, you fucking around? Because we got a floating fucking like gunship in outer space right now, hovering over top of you. So knock it the fuck off. Like, that's the point.
I think that's where my fundamental problem lies, is that we don't have the propulsion to control ourselves. Like, all right, we sent ourselves to the moon. You know how we did that? We shot a rocket, and fucking math nerds mapped out the trajectory. We didn't drive ourselves to the fucking moon. We weren't like, hold up, let me stop real quick, get some fucking taquitos. It's going to be a long ride. I'll hop back on the freeway. We just shot something and let it land there. We don't even know how to fucking drive in space yet. We're so far off from this, is all.
Yeah, and now it's time to learn. I get your point in a way, but my point is you got to start somewhere. It's time to start now.
Okay.
So we're gonna have an international taquito station somewhere,
or a tennis ball launcher station. So one of the two.
It's gonna be manned by Laser, Gemini, and Nitro, and Ice, because she was kind of hot. I don't know.
I agree.
Anyway,
Everything just takes place on this station, and it's a death match amongst nations. And yeah, we just have those three guarding those two buckets that you had to put soccer balls into. You remember? You remember that event? Yeah, and that's how every fucking international dispute gets handled.
Assault was the event.
Assault. Yes, that's it. That is it.